now that the code is written, let's try to test it on the DevNet and see if it works. First things first, we're going to build a contract. And then we're going to generate the interactor and try to launch transactions on the DevNet. Okay, now let's generate interactor snippets. Now we can see our interactor folder. Let's add it to our workspace. Okay, now we have the interactor. We can see that the Rust analyzer is working, compiling everything. And let's take a look at other functions. Okay, they're here. Let's do some small customizations. First of all, we're going to raise the gas for the deploy function. Just going to go with a lot of gas because we're on DevNet. And let's try to do some customization. So the eGold amount, we can just hardcode that because it's always going to be 0.05 eGold, which is basically 5 followed by 16 zeros. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and now we're gonna place the token display name as parameter. We're just gonna make it a string, or maybe just like that. Token keeper as well. Then the roles. Let's pass the roles. Actually, we can just pass a vec, and then we can just collect the vec into managed. Let's see if that works. We have to use the static API in this environment. Alright. So now we have the rows as a managed vec from a vec, and we can pass them as a parameter. And let's pass the amount as a parameter as well. Going to comment the CLI stuff because we're going to work programmatically. Alright, so now we can start writing tests. We already have the generated test for deployment. After deployment, let's also do issue token ID, and let's try test token and test. Wait. And what we can do is track the transaction or create a query for the storage. Actually, the easiest way to do that would be to just go back and attach a view to it. We need to rebuild the contract for that. And also we need to create another query function. Let's just try to copy a small one like that. Okay. And this function will do a query to our contract and basically return the value that's inside our storage. I think we also have to regenerate the proxy as well, because when we build something, then we created a new endpoint, which is the view. So we have to, now we have it in our proxy. Okay, so that means we can actually call it the returns result unmanaged. What if? Okay, I think we don't need to that's also without a gas as well. Yeah, that's clear. So now let's go back to our test and try to call the last issue token ID, and this will be printed in our terminal. Okay, so let's try to run this test. Okay, so it failed. Let's see why. Alright, so we got not enough gas. Let's see what it did. So it deployed the smart contract, and let's check our latest transaction so we can see which one actually failed. This is the one. Issue token ID. Alright, let's pump the gas a bit more. Let's give it 100 maybe, just to make sure. Actually, we can give all of them a lot of gas, just so that we can make sure they don't fail for that reason. Okay, so let's try to rerun this. Okay, so this time the test ran successfully. We got some details here. So we deployed, then we made a transaction to add rows, and then actually we just issued a token, and then we queried the storage to get the value, and we printed it out here. So let's try to check out the transaction, see if it actually worked. Yep, seems like it's a successful transaction. And then let's try to search our token. Okay. As you can see, we got an NFT that was created. The owner is the contract. You can verify the address here. This is the contract.